power. Something we'll never experience because this is a gacha game and we're not allowed to pull.
What did he say?
Yep, you heard that right. The rules for this are pretty simple. Don't use the gacha. Now that we're on the same page, I think it's only fitting that the first quest we do is the Infernal Rider bounty. It kinda crashed my OBS in the last video, so this one's personal, kid.
I will have my revenge.
I kinda wanna take a quick pit stop to kill the buffed mushrooms instead. The red mobs on the map are just way too fun. Oh wait, this fight is actually going pretty well.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Alright, we're not killing this. Yo, but look, I kind of got the moves though. Alright, never mind. We're not doing this. Bye. Kuro Games thought they were doing like a quick shooting puzzle here, but in actuality, they developed the most realistic cop simulator I've seen in a gacha. Hear me out. You can hit whatever you want, no targets included, and in the end, it just says challenge completed. You get paid regardless. Very sneaky, Kuro Games. I'm on to you. I think this quest is probably the only time this account is going to do damage in its whole life. With the pre-quest done, we can finally move over to Revenge. I think it's only fitting we pull up with his Echo and then just make a cooler entrance than he does for round 2. Does it make me a masochist to say this fight would be 20 times cooler if any time he hit you, he just one-shot you? Maybe I need to start playing Dark Souls again. See, this is why I needed one of the spears from earlier. I can't even damage this dude with a shield.
I got you, homie.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the fight went pretty much about as expected. He's kind of a joke. It did lead to this cool scene though. Dude, this game has so many cool one-of gameplay moments like this. Ling Yang's story turns the game into like a 2D platformer similar to something like Hollow Knight, I guess. And then Infernal Rider lets us experience what it's like to go down the average American highway. It's so peak. We now have enough EXP to continue the story, but it gets kind of weird here. This is supposed to be like a trick door, right? Questions about why my tax dollars go into building this stuff inside of a city hall, by the way, aside. Why are there just 2 people in the lobby chilling as we're opening it? This is supposed to be a secret, right? What is stopping them from just entering the room right after we do? This room was pretty cool, but me running around grabbing all the musical notes so I can fix the bongo drums to summon the goat is not exactly fun, so let's skip a little bit ahead. This part would be so cool if they did like an actual theme dungeon here instead of just having it be like a small mini game. The design around the area is amazing. I like the different like floor system that they have going on, but the only problem is it's not really much of a puzzle. Imagine if it were something more similar to like, I guess the water temple inside of Twilight Princess. But alas, this game is but merely a gacha. Our lives are forever doomed. Just pull for the waifu bait. That's what they're here for. Anyway, this room finishes up with us playing the bongo drums like we're Donkey Kong, and that's the summoning ritual we needed to awaken the goat from his slumber. I love Scar's design, and that's why it pains me to say this. This boss fight is basically comedic relief. This guy is such a cool character who ends up whatever this sheep abomination with zero mechanics is. The difference between this guy and Dreamless is actually insane. And they're both weekly bosses that came out on the same patch. Surely they're gonna give us a real Scar boss fight later in the story, right? 1.2, I'm looking at you? Alright, now another issue comes up. Why does it feel like the scene was added as an afterthought to waifu bait people into pulling for Jinshi? I mean, I get it. She's insanely pretty in the scene, and I'm mad jelly or whatever, but the scene could have been like 10 times better if it actually fit the story. We allegedly knew Scar was following us, but there was also like no foreshadowing about it happening. The whole time while Scar's on our trail, we apparently also have to reenact Budget Water Temple from Ocarina of Time? How does that even make sense? Okay, but like, she's really pretty though. After Scar was declared guilty on all 34 counts.
I understood that reference.
It seems like we need level 21 for the next installment. EXP from the dailies and notebook isn't quite shaping up to par, so I guess it's time for a road trip. We put what we learned from Infernal Rider to good use. Hit the road on a trusty motorbike, and drove halfway across the nation for what I can only call the biggest disappointment man I've seen. And that's saying something given our last boss fight. I wanted to kill the Morning Ikes over here, so we had a temporary echo skill for Spectro MC. This embarrassment ended up dying faster than Infernal Rider did. How is that even possible? I looked through some of the echoes we have, and we don't really have much options to work on regarding sets. We're also not level 20, so even though Rover's maxed out, we can't really ascend her yet. I guess some temporary gear goes on Yang Yang, though honestly, I don't even know why we did that. She's basically bench fodder still. A weekly reset was about to happen, so just like a cash-grabbing anime that's padding for time, we have a recap of something one of the side characters did 2 minutes ago, except this time, it's with the gray screen and obligatory motivational music. Enjoy the Scar montage. Wait, that's such a nice drop. The purple weapon things are so important because we can't actually pull weapons on this account. The only ways to get weapons I know of are from the pre-registration things. We get a yellow one at level 45, and then I think we can cash in one from the Lampy Lumens. Outside of that, we're gonna need a lot of drops of these, and frankly, we're probably gonna need a lot of enhancements. One more of these and we can have Chisha kiss her blue weapons goodbye. I've been playing this account a little bit off stream. Yeah, you can see right there, I'm currently a little bit overcapped on EXP. Anyway, let's go do our Ascension quest. I actually do no damage. I do way less damage than I remember. I thought I would actually just destroy everything. Surely I kill here. Aha! Wait, that's just so much damage. It just one-shot him. With the Ascension quest done, we can work a little bit more on our characters. Rover's weapon is still our only purple, so that's the only one we can really level up for now. Everyone else is still stuck with blue garbage. It's okay. One day I'll fix you. Oh yeah, we have Sanhua just waiting to be claimed. I've been a little bit busy recently, so I've just been logging in doing dailies on this account, and I guess I forgot to claim her. Cool. Alright, Kuro, look. I know this is supposed to be her forcing herself to smile, but I can't be the only one whose mind immediately goes to something else when she does that. I'm not the only one, right? Right? I had no idea what Sanhua actually does since I haven't used her on my other account, so I decided to read through her skills. Basically, a TLDR is she summons a bunch of ice prisms, and then you need to destroy them with the rhythm game meter. Her skill also has an animation cancel you can do if you press it, right after she ends up dashing through her ice prisms, which is pretty cool. I like that kind of skill expression in the game. Also, her outro skill gives the next character more basic attack damage, so she has really good synergy with Rover. That's great news for Tower. With Rover likely to be our main carry, that's really good news for us. Though I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen for the second team. After some shenanigans, we get enough EXP to continue the main story. Somehow, I forgot this cutscene even existed. I think that the terrible first act of the story made me tune out basically everything that happened until the end. Surely he's playable in 1.2. Right? Right? Rhinne is a pretty sick intro here, but if I'm being honest, this part of the story only matters for one thing. Find a suitable place to lure out your stalker. I'm telling you all right now, this challenge ends the millisecond she ends up on a banner. Oh my god, Kuro, I was already sold. My wallet can't handle this anymore. We have to move on because if I keep simping for her, this video will be 80 minutes of me staring at the 2 minutes of screen time she actually has in the story so far. But all I'm saying is if she asked me to go down a dark alley, I'd make it. I'd seen this spear back on some other streams, but I never actually fought it myself. Originally, I didn't think I would kill it, as you can tell by me not instantly reviving here, but halfway through, I started to feel myself, and so I just went for it. This thing looks like it could be super cheesy if you just run around in a loop waiting for reses, which I almost did. But tell me that this clutch is not 10 times more satisfying.
Easy!
I was so hyped by beating this guy on the first try that I actually forgot to check the stats on the yellow echo. Please. Keep pushing forward until you reach the real gate that can change the world. Ooh.
Hi, how are you?
Bye, have a great time.
Just like every girl that's ever touched me, she ended up vanishing. This is the first time I actually got to try Encore. If any of you played Tower of Fantasy, she reminds me a lot of Ruby. She's a child, she's a doll, she shoots like lasers or something, does a disgusting amount of damage. Compared to the Chisha that we were using earlier, it feels so unfair to play like this. And obviously that means the boss got rolled. I forgot how much of the story they make you do in a row, so instead of me cosplaying Indian Morgan Freeman for the 50th time in the series, let's just skip on ahead. Ah, dreamless. The definition of peak. A breath of fresh air after everything we dealt with in the initial story. Don't you dare. Come close. I'm pretty sure that's a message from Kuro Games because the second that message popped up, my game ended up freezing for 30 seconds. This fight is so peak. We're dodging lasers, we summon a dragon and knock away different lasers, and then more lasers spawn? Then our bestie gets slapped by the high school bully. So we live out every 13-year-old's dream and turn into the definition of teen angst. Is it wrong if I'm almost 27 I still love this edgy stuff? I feel like it is. Naturally, the power of friendship won, and we learned that we have a furry inside of us? Dude, Kuro's really trying to appeal to like every fan base possible in the story, aren't they?
What you say?
With the story done, we now have access to Havoc Rover, aka our carry for the foreseeable future. We also get a wave band that, honestly, I'm not even sure where this came from, but I'll take it. We'll need to form up some better echoes for her, but for now, just getting a 5 set is fine. If you remember, we pre-farmed the sword mats earlier, so we can instantly raise Havoc Rover skills too. I think with the main story done and us getting our edgy transformation, that's a good point for us to end it on today. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the first episode of the No Pull Challenge right here, and maybe subscribe if you're cute. Oh, who am I kidding? You made it all the way to the end. You're just absolutely adorable. One more of these and we can have Keisha Kiss.